Well, that's a little different tank than the one that's on my Mille, isn't it? Look at that thing. That's in pretty good shape. A little bit different though. That one's metal. Oh, that's a Gen 1. Because it came off of a Gen 1. But this one has the front stay bracket and handlebars. And it's been pretty much gone through and picked over already, but I needed a front stay bracket and handlebars. And those are damn expensive. Just that damn stay bracket right there, I've been finding them for like 250 bucks. That's about the best price I would have been able to find one. And some of them are even more. And actual Aprilia clip-ons are, you know, they're up there. They expensive. But this one has a good subframe, really good swing arm with both spools on it. Good Sachs rear shock, good forks, front calipers on both sides, good front and rear wheel. Actually, the tires aren't in that bad a shape. And supposedly a good motor. Don't know, don't really care just yet. The important stuff was the front stay bracket and the clip-ons, so that we can get a little closer to putting my Mille back together. But yeah, I ran up to Dallas yesterday because I found this on Marketplace, and the guy had it originally listed at like 600 bucks, and then shortly after he listed it, he dropped it down to 485. I'm like, he must really want to get rid of this thing. So late middle of the night, I messaged the guy and was like, hey man, what's the lowest you would take for that bike, assuming you still got it? And I'm assuming it didn't have a title, which is why it's so inexpensively listed. And let them know, yeah, I've got an 02 Mille that I'm trying to put back together, and what you're trying to sell has some of the integral parts that I need. And what he was asking was, it was worth just this and the clip-ons all by itself, let alone the good set of wheels and subframe and swing arm and, you know, front end, possibly, you know, a good motor. And the frame is worthless without a title, unless someone's just going to build a track bike. But a good set of clocks, I'm assuming it's a good set of clocks. I'm going to find out. But yeah, I picked this up for 400 bucks. And a tank, obviously the tanks aren't cheap. But I couldn't pass that up, or the possibility of, you know, getting a little closer to getting my Mille back to life. But I'm about to start pulling stuff apart on this one. I'm going to actually see if that front top triple will fit on mine, because it's in better shape, black. And pull that front stay bracket off, and I'm going to get to it. Start tearing this thing down just right here in the truck. It doesn't have a kickstand and I don't have a stand, so I'll just tear it apart right here and see what happens. Alright, got a little bit of dismantling done. I just hit it with some PB to start, to kind of protect what's exposed and start loosening stuff up just in case. I haven't put a wrench on anything yet, but it feels pretty tight, like that motor might be locked up. Don't know yet for sure. I haven't put a wrench on it or anything. But I have started pulling various, you know, little nuts and bolts and hardware and whatnot on it. I just hit those with some PB to try to loosen those up. Those are actually the seat mount pegs, and there's a cotter pin that's supposed to go on that little guy, and it clicks into there to hold the seat in place in the rear. I thought they were freaking just bolts that held it down, but this guy actually has both of the seat pins. But yeah, I got the front stay bracket off and clocks off the stay bracket. Stay bracket was a little bent up, but I got it kind of straightened up. I'm going to need to do a little bit of aluminum soldering on it. And I got the top clamp off from the triples and swapped over to the other bike, and the clip-ons off of this one and swapped over to the other bike. And those were like the main things that I needed for it, so they're on. Walk over to my Mille here. She is coming together. I've got the nose cone, it's in the garage. I need to do a little bit of body work on it and paint it, and it can go on. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I need to put that little piece of plastic on, but again, while bending this back into shape right there, cracked and busted, so I'm going to have to solder that back in shape and make sure that this arm is bent that way enough back into place to line up on the nose cone. And it's just loose fitted on there right now. I don't even have the bolts in yet. And same with that, I need to get new rubber grommets for it, for those little rings where the pegs stick through. But handlebars are fitted, the other top clamp is fitted, so I've got a Gen 1 top clamp on my Gen 2. I don't know that it's going to make a difference, so everything seems to fit okay. I don't like the spacing here. There's a hole on the underside of that handlebar where that has a hole or a peg sticking up in there that it fits in, and it kind of spaces it off a little bit. So, I mean, I've got just a little tiny bit of grip here on this side. This one, all the alignment holes and stuff seem to be just right for the controls and whatnot. It's like they're clocked a little, you know, up and down a little bit more than I would like, but hey, I think that may be how they look. I just don't know. I actually have not been around a 100% complete and assembled and ready to rock Mille, so I'm just guessing. Those need to go over there. It's the other little capture nut thing for the throttle, and then that little guy, where does he go? Where does he go? I'm gonna figure out where that goes. Yep, bunch of little different stuff to figure out. I'm gonna have to get some new throttle cables because, yeah, they function, but I don't think they're safe to ride with, really. But hey, it's coming together. Now I need headlight, tail light, various nuts and bolts and hardware, and an exhaust can, and a hanger for it. And it'll be a complete bike, ready to rock. The motor does run excellent. I'm gonna throw some oil back in it and fire it up and run it. It hasn't been run in, I don't know, 6 months. Whenever I did that last video, that was the last time I ran it. But yeah, a little bit of progress on the Mille. Alright, so I put some oil in it. Probably need to put a little bit more. I put 3/4 of a gallon in it. It's not spewing it all out. That right there is just for me dripping. It's got some oil in the system. Put the battery in it from the Bandit. Put the ignition lock back on it. There it goes. That was funky. Like it took it a second to wake up. Cold. Cold. ride it. Gotta do some other things. I do need to bleed the clutch. So the clutch don't do nothing right now. And I need to flush all the fluid in the brakes. They had locked up on me, and I had to loosen up the bleeders to even get it over here from where I was parked across the street when I first got down here. I was over under that awning of that building. So I actually pushed the bike all the way around over there and then all the way back down the driveway for that building and then across the street. But I had to unlock the front brakes before I could do that. But that fluid was pretty nasty, so I needed to flush it anyway. Probably need to do the same thing with the clutch fluid. But yeah, it sounds good. Battery off of the Bandit since, well, I kind of took the Bandit out for a ride yesterday, kind of early to go get a pack of cigarettes, and right while the roofers were doing their thing, and I found a roofing nail with my back tire. So I made it down all right, but then started making my way back, and it started getting real squishy. Got back all the way and realized, yeah, it's flat. My back tire on the Bandit is completely flat. I don't know if I want to plug it. Looks like the hole is right in the middle of the tire, of the tread. But it is like all the way flat. Oh, there looks like there might be another something right there. Yeah, put some air in it and see what the hell, where it's leaking from. If it's patchable or pluggable. Still got a little bit of life left in that tire. Otherwise, the Bandit did good yesterday. Yeehaw!